We're like Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
we're like Beastie Boys.
We're like the Beastie Boys.
We're like the
Jazz
Beastie Boys.
is our third Beastie Boy.
Oh, Jazz is our third Beastie Boy. Great job, Jazz. Welcome everyone. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the who's and whats of AEW Dynamite. What an exciting show we just
Holy moly.
What an exciting show. And we got Swizz already here.
Swizz is here.
Swizz, one of the originals. Swizz.
It's appropriate that one of the originals, one of the pillars of
the LLW universe.
The LLW universe is here in the chat tonight.
My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy Hammer. Hammer, you were having a headache this afternoon, this morning. How do you feel now?
It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle today. Today's been a struggle, but let me tell you something. I needed this show. Boy, did I need this show. I was really disappointed. I love baseball, and baseball sucks right now. It doesn't exist. Everyone's striking and locking out, and I just needed a win for me, and this is it. God bless professional wrestling, and God bless AEW Dynamite.
Wow. Let's talk about it. The thing is, usually we're one or both of us or me is very critical of the show, but there's some positives here.
I have two issues. I
can't wait to get into it. Chica Marks is here. Chica Marks said, I accidentally forgot to cancel my ROH subscription. It was charged the annual fee. Hope this means I get some sort of deal and not screwed over.
I hope so too, Chica Marks.
Chica Marks, you're bringing up some valid points. Well, Chica Marks spoiled it. Let's talk about this. Chica, the start of the show, Tony Schiavone's with Tony Khan in the middle of the ring. and Tony Khan announces that Ring of Honor is all elite. Ring of Honor's he gave this nice little speech. He was very nervous. He was very nervous when he gets out.
Yeah, he does this thing where he doesn't know he has a microphone, so he's yelling into the microphone.
Yeah, screaming at the top of his lungs. I just got a draft in my apartment just as you looked away, which makes me feel like there's a ghost in this podcast. Like I got a draft on my foot. Tony Khan is stuttering, a little stutter, but it was cute, honestly.
So excited. He's so excited.
I loved Ring of Honor when it first came out, and now I purchased Ring of Honor. It's a part of the family. Boy, let's talk. What are your initial thoughts right off the bat before we start talking about what everyone's saying?
When you called me this morning or this afternoon, and I was laying in bed with my little headache, I said I was going to text you and say it's a shame that we do these crackpot theories because I get myself so hyped up. And ultimately, if he just announces that they're going to be on HBO Max or something like that, it's really cool, but I'll feel disappointed. What I want. The big goal was for him to say that he bought Ring of Honor, and it happened. And I put my hands in the air and audibly went, yeah, like I was excited about it. And then after that, Moet in our little LLW chat kind of like brought me back down to earth a little bit because he was like, yeah, but what does this all mean? He's right. We don't know.
That's the great thing about it. That's why it's so exciting. What does it all mean? That's why I love this. Let's take a look at the chat here. Joe writes, interesting announcement. While it's great to have the tape library, I'm disappointed. Joe did mention in the post that you made today, he did mention his disappointment. Well, I think he's going to elaborate right here.
Yeah.
One less potential competitor out there. Was hoping someone like Jarrett would buy it. Interesting. I wouldn't want Jarrett anywhere near Ring of Honor.
Give it Jarrett NWA.
NWA. Jarrett and Ring of Honor. Oh man, the amount of like pregnancy angles or whatever they're gonna do. I don't need Ring of Honor for that. Is AEW trying to grow too quickly? Focus on growing your own company before taking on others. Khan could stretch too thin.
Time out.
Let's talk about it.
What were you gonna say? Would
you rather Ring of Honor just go into oblivion? Would you rather Ring of Honor just disintegrate into nothing, or have someone that buys it? That honestly, I trust Tony Khan a little bit.
So do I. I trust him to not do what Vince did with WCW. Like we talked about on the Weekly Wrestle every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m.
Pacific. Is that he's buying this company to help grow his own company and to also keep Ring of Honor alive and get more eyes on the history of their product, because they are the single most important North American wrestling company of this century. I mean, AEW is quickly rising up the ranks, but it wasn't for Ring of Honor. There'd be no Punk. There'd be no Bryan. There'd be Joe. There'd be no Seth Rollins. Like, so many people came from this company, and he's giving them that spotlight now, eventually, we hope. But no, I understand where Joe's coming from as far as growing too quickly, but everything he's doing benefits the greater wrestling world, but it also benefits him, and it benefits AEW also.
And we have to say, and I don't want to brag too much about it, but we are the place where the news broke. We broke the news first 2 weeks ago when Certified Hustler podcast, shout out to Certified Hustler for initially breaking the news before anything.
Yeah, Certified Hustler.
There was an announcement. He's like, Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. I already know it. And so let's all thank Certified Hustler.
Certified Hustler knows what's going on.
Chica Marks writes, I didn't spoil it. You wrote it in the description. There, Chica Marks. Joe writes, I was hoping that the announcement was an HBO Max deal. Better to focus on your own brand or you're still growing.
It's still going to happen, I think.
It's probably still going to happen, but man, Joe, I understand what you're saying, but man, isn't this kind of fun?
I think this is a good time. This is fun. And
it's going right. If you watch the Weekly Wrestle every Saturday, there was a certain crackpot theory I think we talked about where Cody's not really that far away. Cody might just be around the corner. Cody might Shane McMahon this thing right from underneath him.
Well, the other thing too is that, Cody posted this thing on Instagram with like, I think it's On the Road Again lyrics. And everyone's like, oh, he's going back to the same old haunts. He's going back to the WWE. He's going back to Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Well, he never was at Ring of Honor.
Yes, he was. He was the Ring of Honor champion twice.
Cody,
yeah.
Must be in one of their down years.
That's where he met the Young Bucks, and that's where everything started.
Okay. Well, we got to keep going. Llama Lad's in the chat. Llama Lad, welcome. Tony Khan saying it's not Shane, it's me. Pop me so hard. That's awesome.
Really
Honestly, kind of wish he bought Shane to come in and tell the news.
Yeah.
There's a con on the contract, but it's me, Shane McMahon Con. We have Shmuz saying, Shmuz, bless you, Shmuz. Love to have you here. Can't say I've ever watched Ring of Honor. Wasn't old enough in early 2000s and didn't watch it in its recent heyday, but should make for a great WWE Network type deal.
Boy, yeah, get excited, Shmuz. For when that footage is available, get ready for all of it.
And Joe, to your point about HBO Max, now he's got a library.
Yeah,
he's got a because what were you going to put on HBO Max before? You're going to put on 2 years of AEW, maybe a deal with NJPW if they allowed it,
or another Japanese company too.
Another Japanese company, but now you have Ring of Honor with 20 years of the best wrestlers and all their matches. You have it. You could the amount of video packages that you could do, and honestly,
documentaries.
And it's also a good get for them in terms of licensing to others like WWE.
Yeah,
WWE might want some AJ Styles and Ring of Honor,
right?
Or some
AJ was there.
There's plenty
100%.
of people that they could use.
Or Seth Rollins, Tyler Black was Ring of Honor champion for multiple years. Yeah. So like he's another guy too. And the other thing is also, I just want to throw this out there. Let's not forget this. Let's not sleep on, and I know it's very small because it's only been a couple of years, but the AEW tape library at this point, because not only is a lot of the Dynamite shows excellent with a lot of good wrestling, but they tape their shows in such a way for the European audiences where there's no commercial breaks. So when they're going to be on the streaming service, it's going to be like a bunch of 90-minute pay-per-views just again and again and again and again, which is exciting to go back and watch some of the early stuff.
But it's just not as dense as it is now. Now there could be really a great streaming service. Buseman's in the chat. Welcome, John. Some say Tony Khan started the Divas Revolution. Actually, I believe that
I'm hearing rumors
on the hotline. I think that was one of the hotlines, John.
That's what you heard?
Pretty certain. Swiss says, and just because Tony owns Ring of Honor doesn't mean he will necessarily. By the way, call the hotline.
Yeah, call the hotline.
Call the hotline. There's some really great gossip on there. 201-574-7222. And before we're done talking about this, a lot of people message about the hotline, how shocked they were. Mose, Joe, some people that didn't want to be named. Moses is going to be here. Moses is going to be here. What we're saying, Smiz, just because Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor doesn't mean he will necessarily book it. Could be an NXT deal where it's its own separate brand mainly. I'm hoping.
That's the move.
Honestly, that's what the hope. I think the hope is, and Cody's going to run it. Thomas Scott, WWE would have bought it if Tony didn't.
Thomas Scott, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Thomas Scott. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Maybe, honestly, but I'm sure they got a better deal from Tony Khan.
Yeah.
They would.
Oh, did you see it? You didn't see this because who in their right mind would see this? But during a commercial, right around the end of Dynamite, I was checking Twitter, and you remember Wrestling Society X?
Sure. They
tweeted and they were like, "Hey, Tony Khan, we got 10 episodes of great content if you want this library."
Let's go. Let's go. That's X-Pac. Moving forward, what else we got here? Llama Lad says AEW owning all the footage feels so right as well. Yes, the all-in footage.
The all-in footage, right. The very first show, the show that launched AEW was All In, was a Ring of Honor produced show, and they owned the footage to it. So now it exists. Yeah, absolutely.
Joe writes, no WWE would have just purchased the tape library. Yeah, they probably would have. But they would have purchased AEW's first show. Very interesting.
Well, that's true. And also, Joe, you bring up an interesting point because you were talking about less competition, et cetera. Tony Khan buying the company and not just the tape library will allow them to continue running Ring of Honor shows. And there's already a Ring of Honor show announced for WrestleMania weekend. Main event, Grisham versus Bandito. And another match got announced today. And the Briscoes are supposed to fight a mystery opponent. I think we kind of know who that mystery opponent is now that Ring of Honor has been purchased. It's going to be FTR. Briscoes versus FTR.
Yeah, 100%.
I would hope so.
John Busa says, more work, more opportunities, more wrestlers, good for everyone. Yep, I think I'm on that page as well. Thomas Scott says, Grisham versus Danielson, book it. Will be booked.
Yeah.
Will be booked.
Yeah, absolutely.
John writes, now they have even more valuable content for streaming service deal. Content, guys.
Content.
Let's see what Joe says. It is exciting, but what matters now is what they do with it. Very true. More TV. Don't become like WWE with too much content. Will be great for their huge roster so they can get used.
Exactly.
Want to know what they should do?
Go.
Buy Dark, buy Elevation, Ring of Honor shows, Ring of Honor tapes.
Yeah.
Shows.
Yeah.
Have it be that. Like maybe keep it because obviously they don't want to. But like have it be like if they don't have a TV deal, a YouTube exclusive thing. Something along
until you
lines.
get your own streaming service, then it becomes like NXT before it was on USA. You do a Ring of Honor weekly show on your streaming service, and then quarterly, just like their pay-per-views, you do an AEW weekend, you do a Saturday Ring of Honor pay-per-view and a Sunday AEW pay-per-view, like they did with NXT and the big shows. Yeah. Same thing. That's what you do.
I like that. I like that a lot. Chica Marks writes, the Ring of Honor and Dalton Castle is why I recently got into pro wrestling. They still had magic. Yes, it's very sweet. And I
Chica Marks. Yeah, you saw Dalton Castle recently. That's so cool.
Danhausen. Everyone check out Chica Marks on Instagram. Give her all the love.
Hey, why are you you're a little echoey?
Am I echoey? Am I echoey?
It's okay if you are. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
I got a Logitune, or is it Logitech? Ooh, I think it's Tune. Tune makes sense, right? Jazz, let me know if I'm echoey. That's not the right one. Light echo. Okay.
Okay.
We'll continue talking. Guys, fix this echo.
You sound like you're talking into one of those microphones. It's got the little spring at the bottom. Those little kid microphones.
Does it sound like it bad now?
It still sounds the same. Sounds the same. It's all right.
Well, I'm gonna have to fix it, but we'll keep talking in the meantime. How do I do this?
S is in the chat. Boom.
Oh, boom.
S is here.
Boom. Wait, S. You're doing Tony's thing. Tony.
Hey, it can. I thought it was just like an LLW thing.
I don't recall.
Or is it a Tony thing? It's okay.
It's a Tony thing.
S. S is one of the pillars too.
Yeah, no, S is a pillar, but Tony. Let's not steal each other's gimmicks. This is an AEW. Joe writes, HBO Max could have just been pay-per-views. No, 100%. It could have been a lot of things. Sure. Thomas Scott says, W guys are in a Ring of Honor. I think that's funny. That is pretty funny.
That is funny. Yeah.
Thomas Scott, you wrote something and then you retracted it.
I think Thomas Scott just was reiterating originally how much we all want Danielson versus Grisha, which I think we can all agree would be fantastic.
Do we know, this is a quick sidetrack on audio. Yeah. If I go high pass, do I sound better now?
Maybe a little bit, but it's still echoing.
Do I sound better now?
No.
No. Okay. Input gain, mid. Is my mid too low? Is that better?
Mid. No, it sounds the same.
How about now? How about now?
Nope.
Reset?
Nope.
Well, fuck me. How about this? Is this better?
Nope. Same. It's all the same. It's not worse. It's just all the same.
Oh, I think I know what's going on. Oh, I think I know what's happening.
Did you think you figured it out?
Vamp for me.
Yeah. So let's see what people are saying over here in the chat. Mose is here. Mose, is Ring of Honor the feeder for AEW? Oh, there you go. You got it, pal.
Louise, was I on that bullshit mic the entire time?
I don't know. I guess so.
Jeez Louise, guys. We have to work together here, friends. You all have to be accountable for me as I have to
I think people were helping out. People were helping out in the chat.
They were? Oh, I can't wait to see. Let's see where we're at here because I fell off. Geez.
We're at Moses here, and Moses said, "Is Ring of Honor the feeder for AEW and Dark on TV?" Yes, maybe something like that. I think Ring of Honor is going to be its own independent thing. You know, I know we all love Hook, but I'm using Hook as my like going example of like he should be a Ring of Honor. He should be Ring of Honor champion for like a year and then come on television. Like let these guys get polished in front of smaller audiences and then bring them up to television.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Then we have Swiss here. They might have kept Brian Cage contracted just to ship him off to our Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
100%. Red, that's what has to happen. Dark on Ring of Honor. Thank you, Mose. I appreciate it. And hey, Mose, how's it going?
Yeah, what's happening?
And Mose sent a video about CM Punk's bleeding.
We're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about that. But we have to get through these juicy comments you're all leaving. John Buston says he's a little echoey.
That's you. You're a little echoey.
Swiss, I hope they don't flood Ring of Honor with all squash matches that are on the Darks right now. Seems like a waste for such a big brand. Yeah, I doubt they do that.
I think it's 3 levels, right? You start with Dark squash matches, and then Ring of Honor is like wrestling. It's legit. It's NXT. And then you've got AEW.
I just want it to be separate. I just want it to be so separate. I don't even want there to be a lot of crossover.
We'll see. Do you think they'll do an invasion of some kind?
If they
I don't know who's there, though.
We'll see.
It's like the
Lethal?
Briscoes and Gresham.
Briscoes, Jay Lethal,
It's really
Danhausen, PCO.
Yeah, but PCO's signed. PCO signed with Impact.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And there's a lot of guys. I don't know if I'd want them to be like nothing against Matt Taven, but like, do I need Matt Taven on my television as part of an invasion? He's invading Impact right now. Let him invade Impact.
Poor Impact. They must feel so left out right now. Thomas says, I can see now a promo between the Briscoes and Eddie Kingston.
Dude,
That'd
go.
be great.
Let's go.
S writes, my dream scenario. The company that owns TNT and TBS has a third channel called True TV.
Yes,
it's a lame channel, and a Ring of Honor show on Thursdays would be a big ratings for them.
You get it. Exactly. It's a corporate conglomerate. Find another channel for a Ring of Honor show. Let's go for it.
Mose, no, you have two mics going. We figured it out. Thank you so much, Mose. Mose is, I think, a tech wizard.
He's a podcast pro.
He's a podcast pro. S says, didn't mean to steal your catchphrase, Big T. I just thought it was really fitting for this specific segment.
It was.
Of course, I wasn't trying to be too harsh, but I just need to watch out for all of us that we don't step on each other's legs. Because what if someone comes in the chat and they start calling themselves S? And then I have to be like, oh, well, we have to respect them being S's, but no, you're S.
That's right. That's right.
We got Mose. Zoom is seeing the wrong mic. Oh, thank you so much. I recently found out Kyle Raleigh and Bobby Fish at one point been Dalton's boys.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if Dalton came to AEW and teased them about that?
Pika Marks, if you ever get the chance, get the High Spots Network, $9.99 a month, and watch the PWG show where they are Dalton Castle's boys. So funny, so great match. Check it out. It's fantastic.
John Beesman says, you're back, Red. You damn right I'm back and better than ever. Joe says, with more content, can we please get Danhausen on TV? Honestly, the way they're using him, I don't think so. Let him go to Ring of Honor where he knows what he's doing.
Well, he's not cleared yet.
Yeah,
he's not cleared yet. And they don't have enough time on television to do like fun, like gimmick things. Like, backstage talking, like talk show segment or whatever, which I wish they did. And maybe they will now.
Makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Do that on Ring of Honor TV.
Ring of Honor needs more bodies bad, and AEW talent will help.
I mean, Ring of Honor has 0 bodies. Well, they have 3 bodies, technically 4.
Most says PCO will not translate to AEW crowd, in my opinion. Well, we already discussed he's an Impact, but I think he would.
If he went to AEW, though, this is a downfall of AEW.
If he went to AEW and they just fucking carved out his chest,
he would just be a member of Best Friends. They would put him with the Best Friends.
Well, you're right. They would do a bad job. Tony writes, boom, and I'm the bad guy that I want MJF to win.
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that. We're barely even, Jesus Christ.
Well, this is the big news. This is the big news.
This is the hot news. If you want to separate, Joe writes, if you want to separate them and you want different owners, that is the problem. Khan has a huge AEW roster that he doesn't use. I got to think that a lot will move to Ring of Honor, and it's just AEW 2.0, which is what Ring of Honor AEW was supposed to be, which was supposed to be Ring of Honor 2.0, essentially. Like, he loves Ring of Honor. He has that style of wrestling. He's not holding the talent back. For all intents and purposes, AEW is an offshoot of Ring of Honor.
In a way.
So it's not terribly.
It's like Ring of Honor and WCW had a baby. That's what AEW is. It's just like 2 of my favorite things having a child.
Really, wow, that's really
that's why it's so good.
Crazy. Joe writes, everyone wants MJF to win. He's amazing. Thomas Scott, maybe Roxy will sign now with Ring of Honor. I don't know who Roxy is.
Roxy was Ring of Honor Women's Champion when the company went dark, but she lost the title to Deonna Purrazzo in Impact because Thomas Scott follows it up. I know WWE wants to sign her. She has all but officially been signed by WWE, which is a shame because she's very good. And she'll be very good in NXT too. And whatever. 100%. She'll be very good wherever she goes.
Thomas Scott, I know WWE want to sign her. Yes, I probably will. Joe writes, everyone goes to the Best Friends. It's true.
Everyone who's weird goes to the Best Friends. And that's a problem.
Whenever they don't know what to do with someone, they go to the Best Friends where they belong. Wow. What a time we've had. Tony adding a pinch of PWG, Roy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
With a little paprika.
Absolutely. They're next. That tape library has to be next.
And but then when we're talking about this, what happens right after, Tony Khan announces a match based upon their first pay-per-view, the first main event. It's going to be Christopher Daniels versus Bryan Danielson. And was a great match.
Awesome.
Great match. They started with the Code of Honor. They shook hands and they had this really great back and forth. Christopher Daniels looks better than he did just a few months ago. Like when was his last matches with Frankie Kazarian?
Yeah, they said it was about 7 months. He's been wrestling recently. He's been wrestling in New Japan for like New Japan Strong in America. He's been wrestling there, and he's also been wrestling in Defy, which is in Seattle. Do you go to those shows? I want to talk about those shows if you do. They look amazing, but I can't watch them anywhere. How do I watch those shows? I have no idea. But he's been wrestling there, and it's just, this guy's 51 years old. He's 51 years old, and he looks good. And the thing about him that's so cool, and I think JR might have talked about it a little bit on commentary, but if you watch his like Impact stuff, like his TNA stuff back 03, 04, 05. His Curryman stuff, he's almost a completely different wrestler outside of the moonsaults and like his like signature moves. He just has learned how to work. He does more power moves in this match. He did a lot of like power bombs and it was awesome.
This was honestly really awesome. the best I've seen him in AEW. In AEW, this is the best I've seen. Thomas Scott writes, she's only like 20. No, he's 51. We just discussed it. Thomas said, I'm glad to see Daniels is doing better. No pun intended. I'm glad to see Daniels is doing better.
That's
good. Pun intended. I think there's a pun there. You wouldn't have said no pun intended.
Also his eye. His eye is all fucked up. That's what you're talking about. That's what okay. I was just making sure. I thought Roxy, going back to Roxy. Roxy.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. Sure. You never know.
Chico Marks, I saw him at one Defy show in LA. He looks thinner now. Daniels?
Yeah, I guess so. Or Dalton. Who knows? Yeah, he looked great. And you know what's funny? Do you know that original match at the very first Ring of Honor show, the main event, was Daniels versus Danielson versus Low Key. But Low Key is certainly never going to be in an AEW ring, which is okay.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, he's got weird,
I know he takes himself very serious.
He's an anti-vax guy too. He's one of those guys that's like, if you exercise, you don't need a vaccine. He's one of those guys. But also,
he's in good shape.
He is in good shape. But he also is known for like losing his temper and like kicking wrestlers in the head and like seriously hurting people and like seriously hurting referees and stuff.
But he puts on a good match, and that's what matters. I was a little confused by the match. Mo says with Christopher Daniels. Actually, I thought it was to say that Christopher Daniels is going to be kind of a head honcho booker for Ring of Honor.
He might be.
Who knows? There's a lot of opportunity in AEW right now. Joe writes, having Christopher Daniels on tonight clearly means he's going to do the new ROH. That is a good move. Use him. Yeah, I think that's great, and I hope they do. Sure. Mose, Tony on the mic is just not great. His mean face makes me itch.
Tony Khan? Did Tony Khan have a mean face? He had a serious face. He does this thing with his arm that
his eyes are nuts. Yeah. His eyes are so fucking nuts, guys.
Well, I think that's what happens when you just don't sleep your entire life. Like, I don't think Homeboy sleeps.
No, he doesn't. Thomas Scott says he will be in Choose Your Narrative. What is it? Choose Your Narrative?
Is that what that is? Who will be? Oh, Low Key? Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised.
He fits in really well with
Austin Aries
and Drake DeWertz. I don't know. Chico Mark says Daniel saw him in maybe October. It was great, but I don't think Defy wants to come back to California.
Really interesting.
Tony says Daniels was awesome in TNA.
Dude, Daniels was awesome in TNA, and he had a great match in one of the last ever WCW Nitros where he fought Mike Modest, did a moonsault, landed on his head, kind of broke his neck. Never went to the doctor, and just it went away eventually. And that's it.
That's by the way, if y'all haven't liked this, you should like it. You should smash the like button.
Yeah, smash that like
button. I think
it's
very important to smash the like button these days, because I think a lot of people, I think they said it in the State of the Union the other day, not enough people are smashing the like button. That's where a lot of the problems are. That's where a lot of our problems are. Inflation, maybe you should smash the like button.
Smash the like button. Inflate that like button, you know what I'm saying?
Inflate the like button so it doesn't deflate, cause more inflation. Smith says, could reunite SCU and Ring of Honor. No member of them have done anything really. Yeah. Whatever.
Sure.
Smith, bless you, but I don't know if that's the.
I think we should be moving forward.
Yeah.
Give new teams to the Briscoes, not teams they faced 1,000 times, maybe. I don't know.
Joe writes, Khan always looks goofy on TV. Yeah. Well, he's not a performer. It's actually pretty.
It's so pretty genuine. Darling. Anytime he's been on Dynamite twice to announce this and for Brody King's death. So like, that's great. Keep him the way he is.
I hate how adorable he is. Yeah. It's upsetting, but we get the match. We get the best moonsault ever. That's converted it into a triangle choke.
Awesome.
And then after the match, Danielson, he gets up. He's just like, at the end of Ring of Honor, with the code of honor, we shake hands, grabs his hand. He's just like, but this isn't Ring of Honor. and I'm going to stomp his head in. And stomps his head in.
Love
And
it.
it said he's going to stomp in Mox's head. And then Mox comes out for honestly no reason.
I got hyped up. It worked for me.
But he said he's got two paths. He's crossroads. There's two paths that could walk down. One, I'm going to walk the fire path. And it's filled with blood and violence. And he says those things. And then take your shot. He said, take your shot. They want to fight, but Danielson bails because he's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy.
I
have. This is another situation where I've like fantasy booked and crackpot theoried myself into a corner. So if like Moxley wins and Moxley goes to shake Danielson's hand on Sunday, and then they shake hands, but then if Cesaro doesn't debut and beat up Moxley, I've disappointed myself. I put myself in this corner.
You don't think the non-compete?
He has no non-compete. His contract expired. He has no non-compete. Yeah.
Here we go. Mo says smash like for unity. Smart. That's beautiful. Yeah. Smash for unity. Joe writes, if Putin hit the like button more, we'd have world peace. Well, that's an interesting point. I would like to hear some economists. Is that the political science
economists? Political,
yeah. Defy shows are great. You seen any Nick Wayne, Roy? Dude is the future.
Have we talked about Nick Wayne on this show, Red?
Nick Wayne. I have no idea. Nick Wayne is the worst name I've ever heard.
That's his real name. It's his real name.
My name's Nick Wayne, and it sounds like a member of Jackass.
Hold on. Nick Wayne just signed a contract with AEW, but he's 16. So he can't wrestle for AEW until he's 18. So he's got 2 more years, but they signed him now because he's incredible. He just wrestled Daniels at a Defy show, which is why I wanted to look it up.
Daniels should be put in jail.
Hold on a second.
Hold on a second. Needs a parent.
Hold on a second. Hold on. He has a parent. His parent's with him. His parent comes with him to all of his shows. First of all. Second of all, he also wrestles in GCW, and he's had some good matches recently. Who did he fight? He's fought a bunch of people. He's going to be great. He's actually a better wrestler than a lot of the young guys in AEW right now. And he's only 16. He's a third generation wrestler.
Well,
his dad trained Darby Allin.
S and Roy both speak highly. We'll have to take a look. Keep an eye out for him. Maybe him versus -1 one day. Smooth says Samoa Joe is guarantee only Ring of Honor Hall of Fame inductee, not in AEW, other than Briscoe.
I think he's going to fight Gresham. I think he's going to come out and that's going to be the next Ring of Honor title match is going to be him versus Gresham.
It's just, if they don't hire, because I think with this is a new business venture. This is a new project. This is an AEW. He's buying this.
Right.
Tony
it's a
Khan's
separate
buying this,
revenue
not
stream.
AEW. So there's a new budget involved. This is not the same AEW budget. He's getting Samoa Joe. He's getting Cesaro. He's building that roster. Chica Mark says, I saw Nick this weekend too. Nick Jackson?
No, Nick Wayne.
Chica Mark says, I've seen his family at local shows. It's adorable. Oh, no, that must be nice.
Third generation wrestler. His dad trained Darby Allin, Brian Alvarez, multiple guys.
Who's his father? Wayne Ferris?
His father is Mad Dog Moretti.
Moondog
Moretti? Mad Dog Moondog.
Oh, he's a Moondog kid?
Yeah, he's a Moondog kid, you jerk.
Well, I hope he's eating his spinach. John Busman says, it must have been scary being 16 and second generation, not being sure if you'll have a contract when you graduate. So he's glad he's finally made it. Okay, nailed him to the cross, John. Great job.
Took us all out.
But excellent job. Excellent job there, John. I can't say any more about that. Well, let's move on. We have to move on.
Yeah.
Next up, we get Sting. He's in the back with Darby Allin. He's talking about
this
the rules.
was good.
He's talking about there's rules. You can't, it's something about a match where they can't interfere. No one's going to interfere, but we're not going to need it. Are you worried about it, Darby? And Darby's not worried about it. Darby actually cuts a really solid little promo here. Now, like, he doesn't know what's going to happen this week, but what, with a tag match, but whatever, like their TNT match on Friday, but during the tag match, they're going to be best friends and they're going to do it.
They did a bad job of setting this up.
Yeah.
But like they should have established that it's going to be a triple threat match for the TNT title on Rampage. So I would have known what they were talking. I just thought Sting was misspeaking and being dumb.
They didn't explain it. So I was confused at first, but then Darby Allin said, it's showtime. And honestly, the way he said it was pretty good.
Yeah, he did a great job. I was
He did a
thinking
great
that.
job.
I was like, I wonder what Red's going to think of that because I thought he did a really good job.
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Maybe better than Sting's ever done saying it's showtime.
And it's Sting, honestly, being subdued and not super animated. He's just like, great. I think that was the best.
Subdued Sting is the best Sting. Like intense
scary,
or subdued Sting. Yeah, really good.
He's already got so much intensity. You don't have to be cartoony about it. Tony writes, Tony Khan should go buy CZW also for a cup of coffee and a box of donuts. That's a little pricey for CZW.
Just the coffee will do.
Honestly, the coffee's plenty for CZW. I think they're held together on like duct tape and safety pins.
CCW though, I mean, it's definitely like known for being a deathmatch promotion, but also it's where Adam Cole trained and made his debut.
Sure, and John Moxley and all those other people.
Yeah, sure.
And
Drake Hurwitz.
I'm not. Joe says no one's claim to fame should be that they trained Bryan Alvarez.
Whoa, what's wrong with B-Bob Bryan? I like Bryan Alvarez a lot.
I don't know, but if that's their claim to fame, that's a pretty loose claim to fame.
Well, Darby Allin, he trained Darby.
Thomas Scott says, speaking of Darby, he's on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling for being the Gigi Dolan alone. What does that mean, Thomas Scott?
Wait. For being with Gigi Dolan, who
alone
was his wife.
Oh,
it's his ex-wife now.
Oh, is that the weird thing?
No, I think they were cool. I think it was other people that he dated.
John Buson's right. Zandig has left the chat. Who's Zandig?
Zandig is the founder of CZW.
Jesus Christ.
Zandig, I think, like lives around the corner from my parents. Maybe I'm not sure.
Cute. Tony writes, haha. That says he granddad was Moondog of Moretti. His dad was a great local worker named Buddy Wayne, who was really important to this area, having a wrestling scene. Trained Darby. His dad passed away in 2017. Very sad.
Yeah.
But very interesting. Okay, I'm not trying to rag on
Got
Wayne
the roots.
Nicky Wayne.
Wayne.
And Nicky Wayne. Little Nicky Wayne, that little tyke. Someone he has like a leash on him so that he doesn't go too far. We have to keep moving on because we have to hit next the Casino Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Casino Battle Royale. And honestly, did they improve it in 1 week's time?
Yeah.
The idiots that they were shoving them all in the ring at once last week was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Yeah. But now, have it be a Royal Rumble style, I could at least understand a little more. People look interesting. You find out there's more of a story to tell. What are your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I agree completely. I think showcase what you have that no one else has. And what you have that no one else has is you can do a 15 tag team Royal Rumble. No one in the world has 15 tag teams right now that they could roll out for a match like this. And you didn't even use all of your tag teams. You still have another 5 or 6 that you could plug in there if you ever needed to. So like use it and let these guys shine a little bit. And again, like the fucking Ring of Honor announcement, then this Daniels match, then this like cool little Sting Darby promo, and then the return of Top Flight. Amazing. I was so hyped. I was so hyped to see Top Flight. This is where Dante should be.
Let's go through the match a little bit here. Let me just rattle off who's in it. We got FTR, Top Flight. They start off the show. Then you got Acclaimed. They came out and made fun of Glenn Jacobs immediately, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
Really good. Do you see Hangman's tweet making fun of Glenn Jacobs? Yeah. Well, one of the LLW interns tweeted about it. Thank God.
Oh, thank God. Everyone give a shout out for those LLW interns. They're not getting paid. John, we got here. Can we? Mo says, first we have some up here. Tony says Zandig sold CZW to DJ Hyde and now it's dead. RIP.
Yeah, I mean, GCW is doing better than CZW ever did.
And yeah, 100%. Mo says, can we agree that tag team bit was full of filler tag teams? We all knew where it was going. Young Bucks, but man, no surprise in teams that we already saw. Hey, come on, Top Flight.
Top Flight was a surprise. I think some teams had their moments, but you got to kind of fill it up with some fluff. I did feel like a lot of let's
talk about some of the fluff in here. So we had Acclaimed in there, and we had Dark Order, Allen and 10. Then Butcher Blade came out. Varsity Blondes.
Butcher looks awesome.
Butcher always looks awesome.
Shredded.
That Butcher could be the coolest fucking character in AEW if they just made him not wrestle and just had him stand
in the front row. Sit them in the front row. Their APA.
Collecting the crypto.
to beat up.
Counting their crypto.
Yeah.
Like the paper
Counting
crypto.
Or they'll like get paid in rubles or gold coins or
No,
something.
they should get paid in Dogecoin. It should have all these Doge things all over them. But no, it was good. And let's see who else we had here. Proud and Powerful, Bear Country. But even though they got eliminated immediately, was very upset. Best Friends, the other Dark Order, Stu and Evil Uno, Young Bucks, Gun Club, Anderson's Boys, Wingmen, and 2.0 at the end. I had some notes on what they should do. They should definitely number the tag teams so we know when the last one's coming out or how many are left.
Yeah, agreed completely.
Right?
Yeah, and I also was saying in our chat that I think they need to film these better. They need to shoot them better. But I will I don't think, maybe this is a controversial opinion, who knows? Stop going to Daly's Place. It's not made for wrestling. It's hard to shoot wrestling there. You want to cram as many people as you can in there. It's hard to get good angles. For a match like this, they missed some stuff because I think of the limitations of the space. Like there were a couple of big moments, like Butcher had a stare down with 10, but you couldn't really see it because like it was just kind of a close up. It was like kind of weird. But yeah, I think they're still learning how to shoot these types of matches.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think they should do these matches when they have the ramp. The ramp being there,
the ramp's really confusing too.
It's really confusing. And honestly, FTR, Dax was eliminated. Both feet touched that fucking ramp.
Right. Yeah, and that's weird. The ramp they should put like a white line across a part of the ramp and be like, if you cross this white line, then you're eliminated, which is like a lot. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, we should have a match where there's a line down the middle of the ring, and you stay on your side and I stay on my side.
Oh
and
my
only
God.
one half of the tag team's on one side and the other half of the tag team's on the other. But if they cross over, both teams are eliminated. I think I should book for AEW. Then we lost Roy.
I think I want to also point out, I'm sure no one noticed this or cared, but I'm really glad that Brock Anderson hits a good spine buster.
It's okay.
It's a good spine buster. He's got good torque. His hips have good torque.
Well, we're going to have,
it's no Dax Harwood.
Arn's real son is Dax Harwood.
I can't wait for a Dax and FTR Red Dragon feud, and it better be a real feud, and they better have multiple matches, and they better bleed.
We have some comments here. Zandig's count was deactivated. What is that? That's so silly. Mose, the Rumble style was a good thing. I agree. Swizz, I'm glad it wasn't a casino style with the stupid cards. Thank you, Swizz. It's really dumb thing. Thomas, I'm glad there is a good tag team wrestling on AEW because WWE is lacking bad in that area. Sure.
Yeah. Everywhere in the world except for AEW and like Impact sort of is lacking in tag team wrestling right now.
Tony, listen, Anthony Bowen looked good in this match.
Bowens really does always look good.
And there's some moment here where John agrees with you. But Chikamark says, PPA, I wanted to see him more. Pretty Peter Avalon, 100%. It's a very shame that the wingmen didn't get more screen time. And also they have the wrong winning man in there. Ryan Nemeth. Yeah. Sorry. JD Drake.
Where is JD Drake?
JD Drake and Pretty Peter would make they should be the tag team. Busman says Bowens always looks good. And then they scissor. Joe writes, get paid in crypto, but they also are counting in the market crashes and becomes worthless. Classic. It should be a constant bumbling. Yeah. That should be a constant move for them where they're like in the back, they're very wealthy at times, and then they're broke as fuck.
Yeah. And like wrestlers are like, you sure you don't want cash? And they're like, no, it's gonna rebound. It's gonna rebound.
Yeah, I was just talking to Chris Warder today about it.
Did you call Chris call you?
Yeah, we had a long talk. Mo says the hard cam at Daly's is not too dead center, it's stage left.
Which is kind of weird.
It's awkward. And also the ramp is off to the side. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Smoyes, Danhausen popped up and got zero reaction in the arena. Most people couldn't even see him. Very good point. And actually, I wanted to bring that up. Here are some of the things that happened in the match. So Danhausen comes out and curses Evil Uno for some reason. Why are they doing this? Like they're already making the curse thing worthless. Like it's dumb.
I don't know. I think if it was in any other arena, it would have gotten a big pop, but I do think people don't see him. I legit think some people missed it. And I also think a lot of the pops were a little light tonight.
But also because every time that Danhausen has come out, they've yanked him from the ring. He hasn't come out just to curse someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is weird. This is weird. But let's finish the match here. Young Bucks and FTR in top flight of the last three. Red Dragon helps the Young Bucks win. With Darius and MJ at the end. First thing, Darius did a lot of dumb stuff in this match, but it's his first match back.
He hasn't wrestled in a year.
But Young Bucks win this with a low blow and a super kick. Yeah, great. And this is what we needed from this. This is a good showing for Young Bucks. Great showing for Top Flight.
Yeah.
Gives Darius a little moment in the sun. He should learn better, but want to what?
What did he do that was stupid?
He's just being dumb. And like, even the announcer, like, I hate that like JR and Tony will call it out. But the fact that, him just like turning away.
Oh, yeah.
And like the guy's on the ropes and you're just turn away. Have you never seen a Royal Rumble?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, we have some comments here. S says they've also ran too many shows in Daly's Place. There were a lot of empty seats there tonight. They keep running the same venues too many times. It kills the market. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I think like,
and also they're dead. They've seen so much.
Well, I think one, they've seen so much, and two, like they had to for a long time. So I don't necessarily blame them, but like, don't go. I understand that like Revolution's in Florida, so you'll run Daly's Place. It's free. You don't have to pay for an arena that night. But like, you gotta. Yeah, I agree. Yes.
Mo says not wrong, Swizz. Definitely. In terms of the Danhausen.
Yeah.
Thomas Scott says if Brock didn't hit a good spine buster, Arn would bring that 9 out. That'd be pretty. Yeah, he's probably a pretty threatening father. Swizz, Roy loves some good hip torque. He must have Matt Hardy's hip. He must hate Matt Hardy's hips. I can imagine. Matt Hardy's Roy, hips. No, honestly, Roy doesn't want to bring it up here, but he's very into hips, and he's actually pretty upset about Matt Hardy's hips. He's worried.
I am. I can't believe it.
Joe writes, and their team name can be Diamond Hands. Whose team name could be Diamond Hands? Whose team name could be Diamond?
Is that?
Oh, he's talking about
Butcher and Blade.
Butcher and Blade. let him say Butcher and Blade. That sounds like crypto. Nasty Martinez is here. Nasty. They need to let Danhausen wrestle already.
He's not cleared yet.
He's injured, Nasty.
That's what they're trying to tread water until he can wrestle.
John Busman says Lost Weekend's LA Fights is free on GCW YouTube. Pretty Peter has a good match with Dark Sheik.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, sounds good.
How do you feel about Dark Sheik?
Oh, Dark Sheik's great. I saw Dark Sheik have a match this weekend at GCW event.
How did you feel about that show?
Los Angeles. Oh, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I did see X-Pac, but I didn't see X-Pac fight, which I was very upset about.
Did you see, how did you feel about Speedball? My guy Speedball.
Yeah. Hate his face.
Yeah, he's got a real punchable face.
Yeah, real
I understand
punchable
that.
face. I hate his attitude, honestly. He kind of acts like Gentleman Jervis without the mask on. Have you ever seen Gentleman Jervis without the mask?
He is very pretty.
Very pretty, but also doesn't have the same charm as Gentleman Jervis. But either way, he's very talented. Joe writes, people don't know who Danhausen is. Aiden needs to introduce him to the broader audience. Correct. Very correct. Nasty Martinez, imagine him getting squashed by Hook or something. So much hate, something that'd be hilarious. Which one? Who are we talking about? Oh, Danhausen. Maybe one day, but he needs to get healthy first, Nasty. Mose, did you notice the Young Bucks music? What about?
I didn't. Can you let me know what that means?
Yeah, let us know what you mean by that, Mose. John Busey says he just turned, didn't even celebrate. Come on, Darius. Yeah,
come on, get it together.
Seriously, he like literally knocked Matt out of the ring on the side and sees him on the apron, turns around and just walks slowly away like he's catching his breath. Nasty Martinez, Darius still got a pop. I didn't know he was injured. Yeah, he was injured. S says, I know you don't know this wrestler, Red, because you hate indie wrestling, but Brock Anderson really needs to take the Dan the Dad gimmick. The kid just looks like a 40-year-old dad already. Tell us more about Dan the Dad.
Yeah.
This great indie gimmick on the indie scene.
He's the dad. He's a good wrestler who's a dad.
That's Kevin Owens' gimmick.
No.
Chica Mark says, I love his attitude. If you're talking about Brock Anderson, we have to talk Chica. Speedballs. Okay. Because you're talking about Brock Anderson, I'm just attitude. Like, he has no attitude. He's not attitudinal enough. We have to move on. So we get them celebrating after the win, Young Bucks, and then Jungle with Red Dragon. So they're like, oh, we're friends again. Okay, cool. We're chill. Then the Jurassic Express come out to kind of like give them the once over.
Yeah, I didn't need Christian there, and we'll talk about Rampage, but it's all really weird.
I want Red Dragon to win this.
The tag match.
Yeah.
I would love Red Dragon to win it, FTR to turn face and take the titles off of Red Dragon. That's what I want.
Maybe. I don't like that.
Why don't you like
says
that?
It was the Young Buck babyface music.
Did their music change? I never knew their music even changed.
Well, you're going to have to give us more specifics. Break it down. But then we get, at the end of that, after that, we get Jericho. Jericho's out there. Jericho finds it hard to relate to Eddie Kingston, apparently. And doesn't think Eddie has what it takes. But as that happens, Proud and Powerful come up in this weird moment where he's just like, we good? And Jericho pounds their fists. Just Ortiz's fist, maybe not Santana's. What do we make of this, and how did you feel about that whole deal?
I thought it was a little weird. I didn't like Santana and Ortiz getting eliminated unceremoniously in the Battle Royal. I didn't like that, and I don't know. I thought this was strange. I don't know what it means. Hopefully, Santana and Ortiz will have some kind of involvement in the Eddie Jericho match. Maybe. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I'm really
Eddie
intrigued by
has to
this.
win that match. But
I do think Eddie has to win. Yeah.
But it was a very good, it was a nice little segment. Jericho did a good job.
Jericho did a good job. As soon as Jericho turns heel, he instantly looks 1,000 times better.
He looks 1,000 times better. Also, Chica Marks had a really great thought on Chris Jericho. When I was talking to her about it, she's like, I hate Chris Jericho. I hate this gimmick where he's this aging guy that's trying to be hip and he's trying to cling to people. And he that's just a stupid gimmick. I'm just like, I never realized that might be his gimmick.
It could be.
His gimmick might be that he's just lame. He's a lame dad. And I never thought, I don't think he's that smart. I think he is that smart. He is that smart.
He could be that smart. And I think if he starts let's say he wins, let's say he beats Eddie, he's going to start coming to the ring and Justin Roberts will start announcing him instead of like champion or whatever. He's going to be known as the big one, Chris Jericho. If he starts being introduced as I'm the big one, baby, the big one, Chris Jericho.
Like the Rocket in Toy Story. The big one. Speedball Redley 697 says Speedball is also the name of a B-rate Marvel hero when they became a villain. Penance. Happy Ash Wednesday. Very good. Very good.
Happy Ash Wednesday.
Happy Ash Wednesday. John Busman writes, Little Red Cornet. For what? What did I say that was so offensive? Nasty says Young Bucks heel music is a remix of their original music. I have to check it out.
I really never knew
that. John Busman says, peace be with you, and also with you. Thomas Scott says, Jericho's just mad CYN didn't come out when he was a free agent. CYN, Choose Your Narrative? Is that the one?
Jericho's, because Jericho wants to be in it.
Yeah. He would do good there. He would be his wife, huge in CYN.
She's the commissioner. I don't know if you heard.
Swiss says, if Jericho doesn't get squashed at Revolution, disappointed. He shouldn't get squashed.
He should lose, though.
He should lose.
He should lose.
Nasi, here we go. I don't think Jericho being lame is a gimmick. This is the same as people thinking Cody Rhodes was going to turn. Wrestlers can't play 4D chess. Well, I'm fine with whatever you say about Jericho. Leave Cody out of this. He's playing 4D chess. But we have to move on to the next big moment of the night.
Yeah.
We get CM Punk coming out. Introspective Punk. Introspective, very solemn. He comes out and he's just like, am I the bad guy? What a good line there. He said that what MJF did took courage to come out there and say, but he can't help but shake the feeling that he's being gaslit. Good stuff. And he starts talking about how, like, when he, like, you know, I like things that I did shouldn't reflect, like, because you're upset. Like when Austin left the company, I didn't, you know, fly off the hand. I didn't lose it, you know, like I just did my own thing. That's his own thing. Like, and then he started talking about like, oh, like you went after Dean Malenko for his Parkinson's and Pillman, and then Darby's uncle making fun of him. Then MJF comes out, and Punk's not done talking. He's like, I was once like you. And he's just like, but Punk's done terrible things too. Remember what he did to Jeff Hardy?
Sure,
he basically got him fired. Like Undertaker, he took Paul Bearer's ashes, real ashes, and spread them in Undertaker's mouth. And he's just like, but he's doing this for the kid at home, the 11-year-old kid at home. just trying to be a good guy. And he goes to shake MJF's hand. He holds it there for a while. And MJF thinks about it, slaps that hand out of the way, and he hugs him. And CM Punk doesn't know what to do. For a while, he's just standing there, just thinking about it. And then he hugs him back. And they have a beautiful little moment there. And then they stand back, and MJF kicks him in the nuts. He kicks him square in the dick. And then he just pile drives him. Really vicious-looking pile driver. Vicious-looking pile driver. I honestly thought CM Punk hit hard. And then he rips off his shirt to reveal the picture on himself, on his t-shirt.
Incredible.
And then Wardlow and the Pinnacle come out there. They stop the security from coming. Then he gets the diamond ring on and just punches him, beats him down, bloody. Mose sent a video just talking about how bloody Punk was. Thank you, Mose. Then he puts the dog collar on him, grabs the mic, and he's like, this is something, we're going to talk about this in a second, but he's just like, the greatest trick the devil ever played was getting you to think he didn't exist. And he's just like, this Sunday, I'm going to show you that I'm the devil. And then he chokes out. With the dog collar, CM Punk, until Darby, Sting, and Sammy make the save. Roy. Give it.
Is
this good or bad?
This is the best work of CM Punk's career. And that's saying so much. Despite the pipe bomb, despite him leaving, his matches with Cena, his matches with Joe, his matches with Hero and Cabana, this is it. Because not only is this the best work of Punk's career, in my opinion, this is the best work. These last 2 weeks, these last two promos are the best work anyone in North America has done in 20 years, if not more. The conviction, the honesty, the depth, how complicated it all is, who's right, we know who's right and who's wrong now. We know. And that's the thing, is that they got us. And it was like, we were having this like moral conundrum. And what do we do? Like, how do we feel about this? Who's right and who's wrong? And then MJF just reminds us that this is professional wrestling and I'm a piece of shit. And it's so, and he does it in such a perfect way. It's just, and even like everything, it wasn't, I don't even think it was a blade job. I think MJF put the ring on his finger and Punk was like, bust me open. And because he had a baseball on his forehead that was gushing blood. So I think it was hard way. And like the white shirts, the way they shot this, we dog on AEW's camera work somewhat.
They did a beautiful job.
But they did a fantastic job.
Beautiful job.
It was perfect. It was just perfect.
Amazing job. And Moet, Loser Lee's Wrestling father, Moet, uncle. I'm wrestling dad. He's uncle. He's cool uncle. And your cousin Roy. Moet said that this is a direct callback to something that CM Punk said to Raven in their match with the dog collar match. And MJF was quoting CM Punk when he said the devil line. Beautiful
from
stuff.
a Ring of Honor promo.
Very interesting stuff. We have a lot of comments here. Redley says, has there ever been a wrestling match where they just played chess? No, Redley697. No, there's not. You're going to get fought. I'm going to fight you. Mo says, GFY is the worst forced meme, 100%. But honestly, it makes sense with Jericho, though.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
He's trying to be cool.
He's trying to be cool. Thomas Scott, you mean Stardust? I think you're trying to make fun of me. But I refuse to let it happen, T. Scott. Love you, though. Thank you so much. Nasty says, the Being Elite title was won in a chess match once, I think. All right.
There you go.
Okay, that's your answer, really, 697. Yeah. Also, any update on that question of whether there was a tag team match where neither team tagged? I don't think so.
We still have the stats department working on that one.
Yeah, we have the LLW interns. We've had to replace a few because they quit. Mo says, white shirt promo, Dynamite. Yeah. Very good, Mose.
I should know.
Thomas Scott says, I know it's early, but 15 years from now, we're going to say MJF is one of the GOATs of wrestling in any company. Yeah. I'm already saying it now. I think he's one of the best in the company, in the world today. And as he says, my favorite CM Punk heel moment is when he said he hopes some random guy in the audience's parents died.
Right.
Fuck yeah. That's what we're talking about. John Buseman, MJF smirk once Punk hugged him back. Great. Nasty said, I don't think this was a smirk. I think it was a genuine smile. Then kicked him in the cowley.
Oh, the old cowley.
The old cowley. Mose, this match will steal the show 100%. Nasty wanted to correct cock, but I like cowley. I like cowley. John Buseman says, see him nuts? You're on fire today, Buse.
Yeah, John, you're rocking it.
Mose, Roy, you were right. I was worried they painted themselves in a corner. Yeah, they just did a great job. And the fact that he kept his humanity, but also he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
MJF is a psychopath.
Yeah.
And it makes so much more sense now. John Buseman, the shot with Punk hung over the ropes in MJ's face, that's going to live forever. It is.
He's going to have a t-shirt at the pay-per-view that's white and replacing the image of him as a kid with young Punk with Punk bloody and him hanging over him.
That's good.
I hope they do that.
That, and then Chica Marks writes, that Punk promo was the one that Moet gave for homework almost exactly a year ago. That's very sweet. Oh, I'm gonna share this. We're gonna take this clip out and send it to
Moet, I hope you're secretly watching this right now.
I hope he's secretly watching. I know what Atticatticus is. I know what Atticatticus is. Where are you, Atticatticus? Moving on. We have to move on from here, right? We have to keep going.
Yeah, we got to keep rolling.
Tony Schiavone and Keith Lee. Keith Lee in the back and gets interrupted by Ricky Starks. And honestly, what?
I missed this. This happened?
Oh, Keith Lee's there and he's about to say something. Then Ricky Starks comes up. Ricky Starks just like, whoa, watch a big man. Stuff like that. He says a bunch of stuff. And then Keith Lee starts saying something it was very good. I thought Keith Lee was very believable. And I like the way he sounds. A lot of people don't like the way he sounds. I love the way he sounds.
Just because he uses big words? I think it's good.
Because he's like very soft-spoken. It speaks. Yeah. He almost speaks like an angel, like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, or even Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like, yeah, my name's Keith Lee. Bask in my glory. Like it's very like mythic, epic. But a lot of people don't like it. Yeah, he just having a little back and forth. It was good. It was fine. I think Starks is like, we're in Starks Crunchy, and then Hobbs is like, I'm the president.
I gotta watch this thing. I didn't see this.
Weird. Mose says that t-shirt will be on PWT tonight. Actually, I would love that t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a good shirt.
MJF. It's so cute that a bunch of you are friends in real life.
Yes. We're pretty much friends in real life too, S.
We're friends in real life too, S. Mose,
we follow each other on Instagram.
We're all Nasty. We're all friends. Mose, that was crazy. Forgettable Keith. Only because of the interruption. I can't believe
I gotta go back and find this. I can't believe I missed this.
It was good. Keith Lee's very elegant and poised. People just want him to be stereotypers so much or something. I agree. Yeah, I like the fact that he's a nerd. He's a nerd that like talks like Leonard Nimoy. Like he talks like he's in Star Trek.
Homeboy legitimately builds computers in his off time. That's what he does.
John Buseman, I do like Ricky making fun of his speech. Salutations, Keith Lee.
That is really funny. That is really funny. Yeah.
That is very funny. That is very good. But we get that. Next up, we have Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez. Match, brawl to start. Rebel blatantly grabs leg. Nobody interferes with that. And it's a kind of awkward and poorly timed match. I thought it was a little clunky.
Yeah.
And Thunder pile drives Britt for the win. How'd you feel about the match?
This was my complaint. I hate this finish. Specifically, I hate this finish because, look, let's be real here. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this. I love Britt Baker. I think she's fantastic. And it's not her fault, but her title run hasn't been good. She hasn't had a good title run. She hasn't had big matches. She hasn't had great matches. She hasn't had big opponents. They can try to tell me that Red Velvet and her in a main event is a big deal, but it's not. I'm sorry. Thunder Rosa needs that title. But if wrestling lore is to tell us, is to predict the future, the person who wins on the big go home show loses at the pay-per-view. So Britt Baker is probably going to win and continue this title reign, but she has no one to face. She has no opponents. She needs to lose, and Thunder Rosa needs to win. We need like a reset.
So you're predicting Britt Baker is winning.
She probably generally, because also like she's never beaten Thunder Rosa. So like, here's another one of those like, oh, she won again. So now Britt has to get that win back, but it's like this heel getting a win back. It's like very weird. It's very awkwardly booked. It's all very awkward, and I'm frustrated about it.
I'm very frustrated with this program, and I thought this match didn't help anything, unfortunately.
It didn't. Why are they interacting? Why are they fighting each other before the pay-per-view? Why did that pinfall happen before Sunday?
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. It's weird.
And the announcers didn't even make a big deal out of it. The announcers weren't like, "Oh, the champion got pinned." Didn't say that. Not that I heard.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was kind of forgotten. Yeah, Britt Baker lost.
Britt Baker got pinned. They didn't make
a big deal. Jesus Christ. Wake up, TK. Thomas Scott writes, is his finisher still called BBC? You got to love Keith Lee. I can't believe he got away with that in WWE. I didn't know. I don't know what this.
I had no idea that his finisher was called BBC. I didn't know that.
What does that stand for?
I don't know.
Mo says, when watching with my daughter, I realized BB has not elevated in the 6 months. Thunder will help. Lots of new talent since BB won the title. Wait, what? BB.
Britt Baker.
Okay. Yeah. I was getting confused. We got we've got a lot of acronyms going on. Lots of new talent. Yes. No, 100%. Thomas Scott says Jordan Grace and Britt, maybe her fiance, work for Tony Khan now.
Maybe.
Maybe. But Jordan Grace, I like Jordan Grace a lot.
Yeah, but let's bring in Tony Storm. Let's go.
Yeah, let's bring in Tony Storm.
Let's bring in Athena.
Oh, let's bring in Tony Storm. Nasty says this match was kind of unnecessary and didn't like Britt getting pinned either.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page.
Catastrophe. Thank you, Thomas Scott.
Why is it weird that they would call it that?
Because, BBC could potentially also allude to something else as well. But I'm not going to say it. It's the British Broadcasting Company. Thank you, S.
Oh, that makes the porn.
Yeah.
Did he call it that? That's pretty funny. British Broadcasting Company. Oh yeah, dog. Moving on. We got to keep moving. Next up, we have Alex Marvez in the back with Ty Conte and Anna Jay. Jade immediately interrupts. And honestly, Jade is the only credible person in the scene. Like, Jade looks like a star. And honestly,
I think Ty Conti does too. I think Ty Conti looks like a star.
Ty doesn't look like a star. No offense to Ty. I think Ty could be something. But honestly, like, she's not there yet. She is not there yet. Anna Jay is definitely not there yet. And she doesn't get those little nuances. Like, Jade is coming at you being threatening. And then Anna's poorly holding Ty back. And, like, Ty's just like, let me at him. It was just very... it felt forced.
I agree. Yeah, it's awkward. It's always awkward.
Chica Marks writes, Red is so innocent. Stop. Nasty says, I would have rather Britt won by cheating, even if that's a bit repetitive.
That would have done this match a lot more favors than what happened here. They really kind of took the wind out of my sails when it comes to this match. And Thunder Rosa a little hurt. Did she look a little injured?
She looked a little sluggish, but I didn't know she seemed in a bad mood.
That match she had with Tony Deppen was very, very physical that you saw at GCW.
Maybe. Oh yeah. She definitely seemed to step back. But like, honestly, like, everyone seemed off in this match. Everyone just seemed off.
That's also true. That is also true.
Next up, we got a video package of Chris Statlander and Layla Hirsch for the match that, like, the feud that has zero build and zero like action.
Come on, it's got build.
No. It's something that they've been building for. Let me say this. It's something they've been building for weeks. And it's honestly, they've been doing nothing for it besides these packages.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of awkward, but Layla Hirsch looks like $1 million.
Yo, bro.
That Statlander looks like a big old piece of shit.
Yo, I know. It's crazy. And it's crazy that, like, you're supposed to be the baby face. And then when the heel is like, you said my parents shouldn't have adopted me. And then it cuts back to Chris Statlander. She's like, yeah, I'm doubling down. Oh, you're right. I'm not taking that back.
Statlander should get booed. I'd boo her. But really good little video package there. Mo says Conti will show the Jade weakness but lose. I like, she's gonna lose. I'm sure it's gonna be a good match. It's just that
from a promo perspective and a presence and a timing and a rhythm, she's still got some work to do.
100%. Thomas Scott says Tegan Knox Britt as wild.
Yeah, Tegan Knox also free agent. And also, side note, I just want to shout out Layla Hirsch real quick for all my indie wrestling homies out there. If anyone has the IWTV, the Independent Wrestling Television Network, the streaming service, Black Label Pro 2 weeks ago, Layla Hirsch fought Kevin Blackwood, who you saw wrestle at GCW. And they had an awesome match. Awesome match. Layla Hirsch rules. And so does Kevin Blackwood, but Layla Hirsch rules.
I can't wait to see what she does once she gets more comfortable. We have Nasty says Chris versus Layla would have been a perfectly fine build if it took place over a couple months.
Yeah, Nasty's absolutely. That's the problem, is that they do these builds for two wrestlers who are kind of on the fringe of consciousness when it comes to the average AEW fan, because they're not on television a lot. So they do some of these video packages, they build a little momentum, and then they don't do it for 3 weeks. Everyone forgets. And then when they do it again, they're like, where's this coming from? They had forgotten.
A lot of lack of consistency. Chica Marks, I didn't remember the adoption thing. No idea where they're what they're talking about. So Layla, in one of the video packages, Statlander's just like, I'm surprised that they adopted you, or like
Layla's talking about how she was a Russian immigrant. She was adopted by her parents, but like for X a number of years of her childhood, she was an orphan. She didn't have a family.
Yeah, that's right.
And then she finally got adopted, and she's like, you think I don't know what it's like to be tough? Like, I didn't have a family for the first 7 years of my life or whatever. And then Chris Dad is like, yeah, well, I can't believe your parents adopted you because you're a big piece of shit.
Oh, no. She's like, I know why your parents abandoned you.
Oh,
like, I know why your parents gave you away because like of who you are. And that's like, fuck. And then she's just like, that's why I should have been given up. Very intense stuff. Thomas Scott, aliens didn't know how humans work.
Good point.
That's
good point, Thomas.
Honestly. Mo's, this Stat Hirsch build is like a dark build that just happened to make it on TV. Yeah.
That's not the wrestler's fault though.
It's not.
AEW's got to book that better.
I have the IWTV.
Yeah, you do. Watch that Black Label Pro show.
Yeah, watch that. Joe writes, is AEW pushing more than one women's match on the same show? Crazy, right?
There's 3 women's matches for Revolution, including the buy-in.
Jade, Ty, Britt, Thunder Rosa, and Layla.
And Chris Stat. Look, I recognize that the buy-in's not the main show. I recognize that. But the buy-in looks sick. Chris Stat versus Layla Hirsch and Hook versus QT Marshall, I'm in.
It's going to be a party. But yeah, very excited about that. Next up, we have Wardlow versus Cesar Benini. What's so funny about that? You think Cesar Benini is a funny name? Am I a funny guy for saying it? Look at me when I said it.
Cesar Benoni.
Benini?
Benini is so much worse than Benoni.
Benoni? You think that's better? So Cesar Benoni immediately gets powerbombed. Looks like a big honking steaming pile of shit. And nobody cares. Poor Caesar.
Caesar shit out of him.
Yes, no, he didn't. He bent over. Wardlow put him between his legs, and then Caesar's like, stuck between his legs. Help! And then Wardlow's just like practically putting out a cigar in his back. Like, what are you doing? Pick him up already. He's a fucking giant. He's bigger than you.
Yeah, I know.
Make him look good at least, for Christ's sakes, Wardlow. Then Spears is about to get sneaky with a chair, and then Wardlow stops him. Something's going on, Roy. Something's going on with Wardlow.
Something's happening.
Next up, we get in the back, we get a House of Black promo.
Yeah,
cool. House of Black promo, which was actually pretty cool. They were in the Death Row album, like they're just in the black background. Yeah. They're just floating heads, and they all had something to say, which was nice. I'm not sure what they were saying, but they were definitely saying a bunch of spooky stuff.
Yeah, the house always wins.
House always wins. Oh, I did write that. Wins.
Yeah,
we got some comments here. Nasty says women's wrestling booking has been pretty infuriating lately. Same. We agree, Nasty. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for supporting the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Nasty.
Chica Mark says, I wish I saw Red's face when Bonini showed up. Am I saying right? Bonini? Benoni. Cesar Benoni. Thomas Scott. Tony D, cousin versus Wardlow. Tony D, cousin.
Tony D's cousin Cesar Benoni? Is that what you're saying?
You're gonna help us out, Tom. Chica Mark says, I remember when he hated him. I did hate Cesar Benoni. I like Cesar Benoni's look. I like his look. I think he looks like $1 million. I think he looks like Scott Hall. Like he could be like, he's a big guy, can move pretty well. Sucks real bad.
Very green.
Really bad. But like, man, like put him under the right person. Have him stop selling like a fucking idiot.
Talking about Wardlow or Cesar Benoni?
Both. Thomas says he's going to be sleeping with the fishes soon. Caesar?
Have you seen Tony D'Angelo? Have you seen his gimmick? This guy in NXT, He's like an Italian stereotype. Who's like, hey, you gonna sleep with the fishes? And he like carries.
I have
crowbar.
seen it on Impact.
Okay. No, on NXT 2.0.
Oh yeah, I have seen him too.
Yeah.
Mo says, God, I cannot wait for Wardlow. I can see him as a champ. Gonna be great. Hates Spears, but he's got great reactions. Mo's, we're on different pages with this one.
You gotta love Spears. Spears is the best.
Is great. And honestly, Wardlow should not be champion anytime soon. Give that guy a belt. He's going to sell it on his shoulder. Like, oh, it's heavy.
Well, he's going to be the next TNT champion. So get ready for it.
Probably. S says Cesar Baloney looks like $1 trillion, but man, does he suck.
Cesar Baloney.
Cesar Baloney. How about that? Actually, I'm going to call him that. I hate bringing him up. Jim Cornette has a lot of funny nicknames for everyone.
I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. It's so
Joey Jelly Donut.
I hate it. It pisses me off. It makes me so angry.
Joey Nutella.
Joey Janela has worked really hard and is in great shape and looks phenomenal. Fuck Jim Cornette for saying that.
I didn't even think of it for like him fat shaming him. I just thought it was
no. I'm not saying Brandon you are.
The Brandon Cutler being Brandon Cutlet.
Well, that I like because isn't it like
Cesar Baloney?
He's Brandon Cutlet because like a chicken cutlet is a bland piece of white meat or something.
A nondescript piece of white meat.
Yeah.
Young Bucks are Hardly Boys.
I hate that so much.
Pretty good.
Because the Young Bucks are better than the Hardy Boys ever were.
That's not true.
Ever. That's completely true.
That's not true.
The Young Bucks tell a better story than the Hardy Boys could ever tell at any point.
The audience is more attached to the Hardy Boys because they bring them into that. It does. Jeff Hardy is so much more over that the Young Bucks will ever be individually or together. Yeah. Thomas Scott says if black metal was a person, it would be called House of Black.
That's true.
That's pretty good. That's good.
Yeah.
Joe writes, can Spears get a storyline where he hurts his back end? Then he can randomly show up backstage holding a chair crying as he looks at it. Oh, because he can't sit.
His back end.
His butt, Joe. You can say butt. We're allowed to say butt. Mo says, aha, Cesar Bologna. We're having some fun here in the chat. But we have to talk about the last before we get to the main event. We have Spears and Wardlow in the back, and they're having this. Spears is just like, hey, no problem, big guy. Didn't need to use the chair that time. Thank you so much. And MJF comes up and he's just like, hey, good news. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you win the TNT championship, you get to keep it. And he's just like, yeah, that's for you. And then Wardlow says some smart ass thing back. I don't even remember it.
He says, because he said you're not going to win it anyway. Yeah. And then MJF said, or Wardlow said something like, well, I've been spending all my time like helping you win your matches or something like that. So he slapped him real good.
Slaps him right across the face. He's just like, you're not a wrestler. You're my employee. And he's just like, I'll send your family out into the street. And you just see fucking Wardlow take it, suck it at his lip, and his balls retracted into his body. And he's just like crying like a little baby against MJF's big old slap. Honestly, I think the longer this goes on, the worse Wardlow looks.
I think all of this is bad in a way.
Yeah.
Only because I don't think the TNT title shouldn't be on Wardlow. Wardlow shouldn't be TNT champion. Wardlow should not win that match on Sunday. He's going to, but he shouldn't. And MJF, you kind of missed your window here. You missed your window. I'm sorry. I don't know what you do. Fire Wardlow, like MJF fires him and then he disappears for a while and then comes back and works his way up from the bottom or something. Like MJF shouldn't finish this feud, this all-timer, maybe the best feud in the history of AEW with CM Punk, and then feud with Wardlow. It just seems like a step down. He's got to go to the title. That's next.
Huge step down. And also, Wardlow's not going to win that match. You can't have the match Wardlow against MJF. Go over MJF. MJF is far too important.
Yeah, Wardlow, so like it's a lose-lose for everyone.
Very loose. John Busen, Wardlow can do mean face, or he can do nodding and kind of chewing gum looking face. Those are your choices. We shouldn't get picky. That's a good point, John. And now we're at the main event. We're finally here. We're finally at the main event. We got Adam Cole and Red Dragon versus Hangman Adam Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds. And they all come out with their little purple bandanas on. And it's a good match. A good solid match. Good trios match. What? You got some thoughts?
There's one thing that I want to bring up, and I feel I want to say this every week, every time John Silver's on television. The worst thing that ever happened to John Silver is the fact that he called himself Johnny Hungy. Because now all Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross Stewarts call him Johnny Hungy. His name is not Johnny Hungy. It's John Silver. Call him John Silver. That bothers me.
I get that, but honestly, that's Johnny Hungy is the reason that he's as big as he is, even though it's not terribly big.
But I call him the Meat Man. The Meat Man also got over pretty big.
But Johnny Hungy's so much better.
Johnny Hungy is good, but let's say, when Johnny Silver's making that big comeback and he's throwing the kicks.
Johnny Hungy!
Yeah, call him Johnny Hungy then. But when he's just getting his ass kicked, don't be like, Johnny Hungy's getting beat up right now.
He should rub his belly and then scream, Johnny Hungy!
Yes, he should. He's perfect for that. Yes.
Honestly, that would be perfect. But we have a good little back and forth match. Good stuff from everyone all around. Adam Cole hits his knee, the boom kick, the back of Alex Reynolds' head, and they get the
poor
pin.
Alex Reynolds. Reynolds always got to take the pin.
Yeah, he's got to take the pin. And honestly,
hey, Jamie Hayter, you couldn't take the pin tonight. It had to be Britt Baker, and the announcers had to not talk about it.
Really, really dumb. Then we get a beatdown afterward, where they tape Hangman to the ropes, and actually a pretty good beatdown. Yeah. Even though we just saw a beatdown today, we didn't need more beatdowns. I think
we also
one
saw
beatdown,
a constrictive beatdown too.
Yeah,
we putting the dog collar on Punk and then tying Hangman.
Really nuked this segment, honestly, because I just didn't care as much because I just saw one of the best beatdowns I've seen in ever. Yeah. And so for them to follow up with another beatdown, kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, though, to go back to wrestling lore and how they tell their stories historically, the winner at the pay-per-view gets his ass kicked on the go-home show.
We can't hold those truths to be self-evident, that all matches are created equal.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. That is a very, very good point.
I just came up with that. I feel like I'm in Hamilton.
Excellent. That was excellent.
What we got some here. S says, send Wardlow to Japan for a year so he learns how to work. Yeah. He's got to learn how to speak Japanese first. He's got a lot to do when he goes over there.
Some people don't know how to speak Japanase.
How did Hangman pick his team? Did he go, oh, you will do. Oh, that's not.
No, come on. They've got pals.
They're great. And they're great.
They've got history. Yeah, they are.
Thomas
future
Scott,
trios champions, if you ask me.
I'm sorry, just I had brain cough. Hangman said had the whole locker room to pick. Oh yeah, and you picked those two. I like that you wrote it twice. I love it. You're really fucking over John Silver. Fuck John Silver. No, Reynolds. That's what we say. Oh, I like them. John Buseman, I notice I always say Johnny Hungy when Silver will start making a comeback, hitting all those moves. Yeah,
Johnny Hungy.
Roy's making some good points. But boy, are we excited for Revolution.
Holy cow.
Maybe the best card.
It might be.
Maybe one of the best card of the last 20 years. I can't think
100%. North America, for sure.
I can't think of another card that I'm more excited about. Quick rundown of the matches. We got Adam Cole versus Adam Hangman Page.
Yeah.
We got Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Mm-hmm. We have Bryan Danielson versus John Moxley. We have CM Punk versus MJF. We have a ladder match. We have Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Jade versus Ty. What else am I missing?
And then the trios, the trios tornado match. Sting, Darby, and Sammy versus Isaiah, which is really cool that Isaiah Cassidy's in that match. He deserves that spot. Andrade and Baby Hips Hardy.
Baby Hips Hardy. Are we going to get Jeff coming out? Jeff can't wrestle.
No, right? Not till March 9th.
March 9th. Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got.
But before that, I was just going to say Rampage is also interesting because we've got Keith Lee in a warm-up match. We've got Andrade versus Sammy versus Darby in a 3-way for the TNT title, which should just be a really good match. Deeb is doing her 5-minute challenge. Mm-hmm. And then this is really strange to me. The last ladder match qualifying match, Ethan Page versus Christian. Really strange. There's got to be some type of storyline coming out of that. I don't understand.
Christian's in it.
I wouldn't put Christian in a ladder match at this point in his career, but hey, if you want to do it, go for it.
They put Ric Flair in one, and he did a great job.
Yeah, but Ric Flair didn't have to retire for almost a decade because of concussions.
WWE's protocol. They're so weird with concussions these days.
Yeah.
Let the guy wrestle. Moving on. What do we have here? Nasty says, honestly, they teach people English in Japan, so Wardlow would probably only need to learn basic Japanese.
Yeah, he just has to, like, Japanese wrestlers historically very clean. So you just have to be clean and smell good, and you'll be fine. I
don't need a Wardlow to learn Japanese style wrestling. He just needs to learn big man American wrestling. He needs to just learn the storytelling aspect of, you got to watch some Road Warriors. That's what you were trying to do. Just be a fucking Road Warrior. I don't know. We got Nasty saying, assuming he doesn't already know Japanese. We don't know. Honestly, he might be a very smart guy.
Hey, he's a really smart guy.
Thomas Scott says that ladder match has a lot of muscle men slapping meat.
That's true.
Thomas Scott, a lot of meat men in there. I wish it wasn't so much. Honestly,
I think it'll be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. I just feel like Keith Lee, like we talked about, I just want Keith Lee to shine, and he shines best with the smaller guys. And I just want to save these big meat men slapping matches for later,
We'll see.
Joe says, would love MJF versus Punk main evented, but assuming that will go to Hangman Cole. Yeah, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, old TK confirmed today that it will be Hangman Cole in the main event.
And Nasi, there's going to be so much slow, dramatic ladder climbing. Oh yeah, it's got blah. Yeah. I imagine a few broken ladders too. But thank you all so much for watching. This was a blast. We had a lot of fun talking about Ring of Honor and MJF and the Casino Battle Royale. We talked about it all.
I'm going to assume we're just getting warmed up. There's going to be a lot of Ring of Honor AEW news on the Weekly Wrestle this week.
You better check out the Weekly Wrestle, and you should definitely check out that hotline. Leave us a message. Send in some pictures. I don't care what they are. I'm not going to discriminate.
That's true.
All those pictures. I don't care what they are.
Also, this is a big Weekly Wrestle because it's before a pay-per-view, so we're going to be doing the Red and Roy prediction show for Revolution.
Doing the Red and Roy prediction show at the Weekly Wrestle, so make sure to tune in Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central. And call the hotline. Leave these messages on the hotline. Send messages. Find out what the new hotline gossip. It's toll free. It's 201-574-7222.
Hey, maybe we should move the Weekly Wrestle to Sunday this week. I'm just saying, we'll talk about it off air. But since the pay-per-view is on Sunday, maybe that's a thing we do. But
everyone, stay tuned. Everyone should follow Loser Lee's Wrestling on Instagram for any updates.
There's going to be some updates.
There's going to be some updates coming up. We're really trying to be active.
We're making it happen.
Follow Loser Lee's Wrestling. Smash that like button before you leave. Before you wipe your feet out on the door and climb the button. Save inflation. Come on, guys. Hit the button. We have some comments here before we head out. Thomas Scott, Dante Martin should be in the ladder match. It baffles me he isn't in it. Honestly, why? Why not?
Top Flight's back. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, sure. Tony, the Bucks help Hangman win. I call it now. Interesting.
Because we'll talk about that's a prediction show.
Maybe that's a prediction show. Chico Marks says, so much to think about. Great show, guys. Great show, Chico Marks. Great show, Tony.
Great show, Tony.
Joe,
Nasty.
Buse.
Thomas Scott,
S,
Mo,
Swizz,
Joe.
We got Llama Lad was in here for
Llama
a little
Lad,
bit.
Redley
697. We didn't forget about you. Trying to go through. I probably forgot someone. And as always, thank you, Certified Hustler, for your secret gossip. You're the first one to call out Ring of Honor. Thank you all so much.
Oh yeah.
And, that's the end of our show. This has been Loser Lee's Wrestling. The woo-woos and what's AEW Dynamite. My name is Red Jefferson, and I'm here with Roy Hammer. Let's say goodbye to them, Roy.
Bye-bye. Your name is Hugh Morris. What?
We have to keep saying things.
Humorous? What?
Ole. 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 Ole.